The San Francisco 49ers had to revamp a massive portion of their defensive line with Eric Armstead being released, guys like Chase Young and Randy Gregory leaving for free agency, and we know Drake Jackson is recovering from a knee surgery that he had last season. So the 49ers needed to bring in some new depth and talent who the 49ers know well with his time with the Rams. Obviously, he's moved around the league to a bunch of different places, but he finds a home now in the San Francisco Bay Area. And one of the reasons why Leonard Floyd came over to the San Francisco 49ers was because they play grown man football, and he would know. He's played against them multiple times, and he knows their new coach, Brandon Staley. He talks about a bunch of different reasons why he came here, what his first impressions are of the San Francisco 49ers as he joined KMBR to discuss all these different things. Take a listen from Leonard Floyd. This was the first time that we really had a good opportunity to hear from him. So he had some good insights. Take a listen to what he had to say, and we'll react to it on the other side.
On the UMA guest line, the brand new San Francisco 49er, Leonard Floyd. Leonard, a pleasure to have you on KMBR. This is the 49er flagship. We do the morning show here. Brian Murphy, Marcus Boucher, Murph, and Marcus. Hey, welcome to the Bay Area. Leonard, how are you, man?
Yeah, morning, Leonard.
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, man. How are you guys?
We're good, man. We're talking 49er football. There's like a lot of activity down there. What's your first impression after that first day out on the field with all your new mates? What stories did you tell back home?
I told them about the scenery. Got great scenery out here.
Nice.
In San Jose. And I told them I got great coaches, too, man. I got a building full of great coaches and great staff.
And Leonard, I think that's a great place to start with your familiarity with someone like Brandon Staley, who you worked with the LA Rams. How much was an influence was him being in the building on your decision to come to San Francisco?
I definitely believe he played an intricate part in me coming here. I've been knowing him pretty much my whole career playing ball, and he know what I can do, and I know what's expected of me when he bring me in to play for him, you know.
Well, that sounds really familiar then. Very good stuff here with Leonard Floyd, who's down in Santa Clara, getting to know his new mates and his new coaches. Have you met Nick? Obviously you have, but can you tell us about what your conversations have been like with Nick Sorensen, the new defensive coordinator?
It's been great convo. We've been talking all ball, all about getting after the quarterback, you know, being a dominant defense. Just pretty much every day he's been preaching that, and I've been tuned in to him.
All right. The voice you hear is Leonard Floyd. We're at number 56, right, Leonard?
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I used to be a writer, and I covered the 49ers in the 90s. You know who wore that number was Chris Dolman, the late, great Chris Dolman. I imagine that's film you've looked at, huh?
Oh, no, you just put me on game. I'm going to have to study you.
Oh, Chris Dolman, Hall of Famer. Yeah, great player. And he wore 56. He came to the Niners kind of like you. He came later in his career and was there to try to win a Super Bowl. And let's talk about that. Leonard, you've been around. You went to the Chicago Bears, the LA Rams, the Buffalo Bills. What was it about the 49ers, other than a nice contract, that appealed to you in terms of trying to win?
It was the team always from the outside looking in. I knew that the 49ers was just one of those teams who always came out and played hard. Every single player came out and played their hardest and really played grown man football. You know, you gotta wake up early, eat your breakfast early when you're playing the 49ers, you know, because it's going to be a physical game. So seeing that from the outside made me want to be a part of that, you know. Seeing them get close so many years, these past few years, I want to come in and help us get over the hump.
Yeah, and now you're looking at a defensive line where you're joining a former Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa being your bookend. What have those conversations been like, and what are you looking forward to playing with Nick Bosa on the defensive line?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with Nick. We just been talking about just getting out of the quarterback, man, what pass rushers do. Just wreaking havoc on the game, making the game as difficult as we can for the opposing quarterback. That's pretty much been our conversations. since I met him.
Yeah, Leonard, Nick, we're always impressed. Listen, all you guys are in great shape. To play in the NFL, you got to be in peak physical condition. Is Nick Bosa, though, is he a different level in terms of his peak physical condition?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I came in the draft with his big brother, so I always saw his big brother in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're very similar. They kind of talk the same.
Yeah, they got that same talk and that same rhythm to them. You know, they walk the same, I think.
It's kind of funny, man. We've just been impressed. Bosa's motor is incredible. And so, you know, him being there, he doesn't always come to the OTAs, but he said he wanted to come meet all you guys and your new mates. And we got to ask you about the other guys. Yatur Gross-Matos, Malik Collins, although I don't know, is Malik Collins there? Jordan Elliott. Have you gotten to know some of the new, because it's a new D-line room, Leonard?
Yeah. I got to know those guys pretty well. It's a great collection of guys. We've been going out there working hard pretty much these last few weeks. And, they got great skill sets, and I can't wait to get out there and play basketball with them, you know. It's a team thing up front. And, yeah, we're going to wreak havoc.
I love it. We're talking to Leonard Floyd. Hey, Leonard, just a little bit about your career. You win a Super Bowl with the Rams. That's the 49ers NFC West rival. So you've been in these games before. I mean, I know Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay are known as offensive guys, but can you speak to that rivalry that you know when Shanahan and McVay go at it, it's going to be a shooting match?
Yeah, it definitely is. And when I was with the Rams, man, it wasn't even the home game for us. You know, it was more 49ers fans than anybody at SoFi Stadium. So I believe the rivalry is a great rivalry to have in the league. And I'm looking forward to going against my old coach with my new coach.
Mm-hmm. And now you got a bunch of new coaches to play for. We've asked you about Nick Sorensen. We've asked you about Brandon Staley. But I also want to ask you about Chris Kasarik, the defensive line coach, a guy that seems like he's losing his mind on the sideline each and every day, really bringing that energy to this defense. What have those conversations been like so far with Chris Kasarik?
Oh, yeah, he's a big energy guy. He's wired to go every day, all day, and I love it. You know, that's football. He loves it, and he's passionate about it. And just sitting down and listening to him so far has been great. I've been learning a lot from him, and I can't wait to get out there and play.
Yeah, he's crazy. What do you see game day, man? He's going to be out of his mind, too, for sure. Hey, just a little bit, too, on your earlier career. Playing in Buffalo is a real experience. That's very different than San Francisco / Santa Clara / San Jose. Obviously, the weather, man. Can you tell us about your experiences with Bills Mafia and out there? I know you guys couldn't. I know it was tough to lose to the Chiefs. It was really tough, but that must have been memorable to play in front of those fans in that crazed environment, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was different. They got some loyal fans for sure. Mm-hmm. That's another team I got to play this year. I'm looking forward to. So can't really speak too much on them. I got to play against.
You want to get bulletin board material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Week 13 matchup against the Buffalo Bills. And I wanted to ask you about some of your former bookends, actually. You've got a chance to play with guys like Von Miller. You've had the chance to play with guys like Khalil Mack. How much do you think that benefits your game, having someone like that, and, of course, having Nick Bosa being your bookend this season?
Yeah, it plays a big part in the trust factor, you know. I know the guy on the other side gonna hold the edge, and he's gonna get out there the quarterback the same as me. You know, it relieves some of the stress someone may have by being the only guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to help Nick, you know, relieve a little bit of the stress by getting out the quarterback on the other side.
Well, that's the stat. I mean, the Niners haven't had anybody other than Bosa have more than 8.5 sacks, I think, in like 10 years or something. And you've had at least 9 in the last 3-4 years. So that's a point of pride for you, that number?
No, I've been working hard. I'm trying to beat that number, you know. I'm trying to get a number I ain't never had before.
Okay. Well, that's the goal then.
One of the things that he said was talking about Brandon Staley, because Brandon Staley was the defensive coordinator for the Rams when Leonard Floyd was over there, and talked about how that was an integral part and big reason why he was able to come over to the 49ers and make that change. So that's really cool to hear, as Brandon Staley is now the official assistant head coach of the San Francisco 49ers for this season. But some other things that he talked about, again, we mentioned the grown man football and coming and playing with Nick Bosa and being able to do all those different types of things on this defensive line. Also being able to play with Chris Kosuric. That's going to be a big, awesome marriage between those two to bring Leonard Floyd's pass rush ability and Chris Kosuric's energy and see what we get in the wide 9 scheme that the 49ers implement. Also, one of the things that he's talked about is it sounds like he has high aspirations to have one of his best seasons yet. We know that Leonard Floyd typically, at least within the last 4 years, has been floating around 10 sacks on the season. He wants to reach an even higher number this year. So that's good for 49ers fans as you get some legitimate speed on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. I also loved how he talked about how the 49er fans just absolutely take over SoFi Stadium. They make it a home game down there. I went there last year and saw it for myself, and it's exactly as advertised. It's an unreal experience. And we got 49ers fans showing out all over the place. But regardless, it sounds like Leonard Floyd is coming in. He's here to work, and he's here to ensure that the defensive line takes strides forward from what they did last year. Obviously, the 49ers are trying to find something to work on the defensive end side opposite of Nick Bosa, and it was just a challenge. So he's going to come in, plug in that hole, and he should bring some serious speed on the opposite side of Bosa, and we could see a really quality tandem with these two getting after the quarterbacks. What did you guys think about Leonard Floyd's interview on KNBR? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.